You're watching Trending this week, and what a week it's been. It's a very special edition coming to you live from Allahabad, where the Mahakumbh is taking place. I'm standing right on the banks of the Ganga, where the Sangam is supposed to happen between Saraswati, the mythical river, and Ganga and Yamuna. And this is where 80 lakhs people came this week to take a holy dip that promises them eternal salvation. Just how do people manage 80 lakhs in a small area? Well, that's what we're focusing on. First, take a look at how they do it.
At number 5, it's not easy hosting the meeting point of 3 rivers, one of them imaginary. Every year, authorities erect this tent city to host pilgrims, but it only becomes the largest district during the Mahakumbh every 12 years. At number 4, how big is the biggest district? Well, it has its own district magistrate and its own police station, gets a floating population that this week saw upwards of 82 lakhs squeezed into 25 square kilometers. Number 3 now, when you have so many people thronging the area, you have to prepare for emergencies. So there is a 100-bed hospital that is manned by specialists in all departments. At number 2, when you get visitors from 100 countries, you cannot be seen to be behind times. So Kumbh authorities have for the first time got their location digitized so that they can be located on GPS. And at number 1, keeping the pilgrim site clean and the plumbing going, they have 35,000 single block toilets and 340 blocks of 10-seat toilets and 4,000 urinals. And the best part, it's all meant to be environment friendly too.
Well, that brings us to our hashtag this week, which is Mahakumbh, is it a miracle of management? We're sitting here near Sangam. It's a beautiful location. Let me just introduce our guest this evening. We have Sadhvi Bhagwati here, who's originally from LA, but now she has a life for 16 years in India. She's a pro. She's been to lots of these kumbhs, so she knows exactly what they're about. We have SSP Rathore over here, the person managing it all. If it's a miracle of management, he's the person behind it. And very interesting, we have Professor Narayan Srinivasan over here. He's from the University of Allahabad, and they've collaborated with the universities in England to figure out the impact the Mela has on people's mindsets. First of all, Sadhvi Bhagwati, do you think it's a miracle of management?
Absolutely. Think about it. Most cities in the world come up over a period of hundreds and hundreds of years. Infrastructure keeps getting created and improved. Here, we're in a land that is covered by Ganga most of the year. So it's not even like they could get a head start. They have to wait. Ganga will recede. And then on this barren land, they erect someplace that I've read is the size of New York, Paris, and London combined.
It's huge. It's huge. I've been walking around and it's really like a small city. So, sir, as a police person, in India, whenever we see something we organize, you see lots of critical things, lots of things go wrong. How is it things kind of go right over here?
Actually, this is a very historical event, and after 12 years this is going on, this Mahakumbh, but everywhere there is a Magh Mela, and after every 6 years there is a Ardh Kumbh Mela.
So you're used to organizing it?
So there are certain systems which goes on, and for the traffic management, for the security management, there are certain drills which we always keep on updating, and we take care accordingly, and everything goes on very nice.
So what the police should be doing, rest of the country they do here in the kumbhs?
Definitely, for traffic management, it is the biggest example of the world.
Exactly.
Because it's the world's biggest festival.
80 lakhs people, we should tell our viewers, that's the miracle of it, and it went off without a hitch, and they've more to come, 53 days of the entire event. But Professor Srinivasan, I read your paper, and wouldn't you say the fact that people come here feeling good, and they come because they think they're going to attain salvation, do you think that makes Mr. Rathore's job much easier?
Definitely, because it is a place where they come, they are not competing really with each other like in a railway station or somewhere else. So they are here.
So they behave themselves.
Yeah, they are here for a common goal, that is to live near the Ganga, to take bath in the river, to attain their religious aims, whatever they are. And that's the reason. And the fact that they see others doing the same thing gives them confidence. And
so we can't expect this kind of, even if Mr. Rathore was doing the same kind of crowd control, say like you were saying, in a railway station, you won't see people behaving the same way.
Obviously, it's much more difficult, as we have seen in railway stations.
Exactly.
So obviously, the nature of the crowd, the kind of people who come here, helps in making this a reality, in addition to wonderful management.
So Sadhvi Bhagwati, but when you think about it, because you've been to so many things, what are the problems in management do you still think? What are some of the things they can improve on?
To be really honest with you, to me it is functioning so beautifully that, as you began with, it is a miracle. But look, in a month or 2 months, you can't erect the Taj Mahal.
Okay.
Right? We have to look at what we're dealing with.
Is it clean enough though?
From the infrastructure side, I think they're doing a wonderful job. But we've also got the pilgrim side. They can't go behind every pilgrim and start sweeping the ground behind them. It's also up to the pilgrims.
That's a good point.
To remember that this is not just about Vyavastha, it's about Asta. And they're providing the Vyavastha. But we've brought our faith here, and we have to put that in here as well and do our duty and our responsibility.
Mr. Rathore, are there any secrets perhaps that you can share with us that you do in the Kumbh? Because, we've talked about even other places like pilgrimage, like Tirupati, where this wonderful crowd. What are some of the secrets of organizing 80 lakhs people in a small 25 or a 50 kilometer square place?
Actually, the traffic has become also a very important aspect in it. And it's almost like a traffic engineering going on. And we study the things in detail. Because the people comes from 6 ways to Allahabad, and from Madhya Pradesh, from UP, and from Chitrakoot, from Mirzapur, from Lucknow, from Banaras. So we have to identify the places, we have to identify the ghats, where to divert those people accordingly, which is near to their place of arrival.
But Professor Srinivasan, you mentioned a very interesting thing, that the people who live for a month or so, the longer pilgrims here for the long haul, they sometimes go on strike against the authorities, right? So, what are some of the problems that they encounter?
Well, they do face problems, and of course they do complain about it. But the important thing is that their lifestyle is something that is fairly simple. And so given that, I think they manage things very well. So it is there, but it is also winter, the conditions are difficult, it is usually cold. Very noisy. So these are difficult conditions, and the fact that they are achieving their religious aims helps them to cope up with them.
Have you noticed any of these strikes that pilgrims go on to protest against the authorities of the man?
Fortunately, I have not witnessed any of them. What I have witnessed is people coming with this belief, basically we're on yatra. This is a yatra. And when you're on yatra, obviously you're not going to have the same facilities that you've left back at home. But that's not what the purpose of our life is. It's not about how fast can this road be or how many hours a day can I have electricity. It's about how can I connect myself to that divine source.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.